Hey guys, it's Mega, and today we have here a 40% keyboard, and I know some of you will not believe this, but you can use this on the daily, and you will love it. This is the part where I convert you guys to the dark side. But first, a bit of a disclaimer. Epomaker sent this keyboard over for an honest and unbiased review, and that's what we're going to do here today. So yeah, first let's talk of our board here, the Epomaker TH40. At first glance, the keyboard has a tiny footprint. It is so cute. In fact, I remember talking to someone about 40% keyboards and him thinking it's for kids. What? Let me know in the comments below if you share the same sentiment or if you have tried different 40% keyboards before. Not just for typing, but also for programming. Just so I know how many veterans of the 40% gang are here to help anyone else interested. So yeah, back to the TH40. This board is a 40% keyboard that has wireless connectivity, hot swap, and south-facing RGB lighting with a 3000 mAh battery. And this particular version has Wisteria switches from Epomaker and these cherry profile keycaps, all housed in this super light ABS case with a flex cut PC plate, all for just 80 USD. Links in the description. Now that you have the specs of this board, let's talk about how this board can save your wrists. You see, when you type on a normal 100% keyboard, you need to keep moving your hands around to reach for buttons that you need, which is not really great for your wrists or arms since it makes your arms more fatigued in long sessions when you have to move constantly. But with a 40%, you can have your hands stay in the same position for a very long time by accessing the other keys through layers. The only caveat is that you have to master your layers so that it's something you feel comfortable with or even feel natural with. Additionally, the challenge is for you to find a way to minimize your hand and arm movement, and this makes things hard, right? Well, it's all about designation. Think of your thumb as not just a spacebar presser, but also to activate your other layers for the keys that aren't available on your top layer. Alright, welcome guys. This is going to be another VIA type of conversation or lesson, if you will. So I've done this once before, but yeah, this time we're doing it with the TH40. And how I configured this board is just to prove my point that you can use this board, as I'm screen recording also from the browser with VIA. So I have configured the board beforehand. Main thing is the comparison we did a while ago was with the 1800, the Cherry 1800 that I have here, and then the 65%, which was the KBD 67 Lite. My main argument is you don't need to move your whole hand or arm to reach for the arrow keys. So the main thing you can do here is just program it on top of a layer on either the IJKL or the WASD. But what I've done here is I've added the arrow keys to my right shift, right alt, this app button, and this control button, which you can access by just pressing the space bar, which is the function space FN over here. Space FN1 meaning when you hold it, it goes up the layer 1. So once it's in layer, once you're pressing and holding the space bar, the left space bar, you will get to layer 1. So once you're in layer 1, just press and hold, and then you should get your arrow keys. I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, if I tap on it, but if I hold it, it's on layer 1, but when I don't hold it, it's shift, control, menu, and the alt. So yeah, basically that's how I programmed it, but you can use, like I said a while ago, IJKL or WASD to further prove that you can use the arrow keys without moving your hands. And how we do that in VIA is actually very simple. So let's try it on the function layer 3. So I is over here. Let's just put this as the up button, and then JKL would be left, down, and right. All right. So once we do that, what we can do is when we're back here, we can just press this space bar right here. Once we press that and hold that, can have it should work for IJKL there. So we can use just one hand, not even move it, and we have the arrow keys right there without you moving it. And additionally, since it is a 40%, I programmed it as the FN1. The numbers are on FN1. So when you hold FN1, which in this case is our left spacebar, just press and hold, you get your number row up there. Okay? And since we don't have 12 keys in the row, or I prefer to just use the 10 input keys, how I did the F keys are just on the FN2. So once you press and hold this FN2, which is this button, you will get F1 to F4, F5, and then, yeah, there. So yeah, if you want the whole example layering or programming that I did for VIA, I could just send it to you. Just request it, or I'll maybe add it into the description of the video. But mostly the idea is you make it so that it's comfortable to you and it's easy for you to remember. You don't have to follow the way I did it. You can do it your own way. And since VIA is so versatile, and as you can see, it's just wireless, 2.4 gigahertz connected VIA, and it's updating just as fast as how you could get in USB mode. But either way, I wish they did it for Bluetooth also. Either way, it's such a great tool to have together with the TH40. The VIA app is just invaluable in this case. So you could actually use this as a daily driver, further cementing it. But the main idea is, what I did was I just put all the inputs or all the characters that are not available straight out on this layer 0 into layer 1, and then further go farther and farther, something that I could understand. It doesn't have to be like that for you. Like I said, you can use it the way you want to, the way you're comfortable with. Maybe you have past experience that helps you become more comfortable like that in this configuration. Either way, you could definitely use this as a daily driver, and you could definitely have this as a on-the-go, take it everywhere keyboard with your MacBook or iPads or whatever you have there. Just if you don't mind the extra bulk compared to some of the covers. But I digress. That's my point. I hope you guys understood what I said. If not, let me know in the comments. I'll try to clear it up for you guys. Let's hear the sound test of this particular board, the TH40. Stock, of course. So I hope you learned something today and you can apply it to most any VIA compatible board. But if you can find one that is VIA L or VIAL compatible, you will have even more functions out of the board. As for the board, the Epomaker TH40 is a very nice sounding keyboard, and it's built to be easy to use. Honestly, one of the easiest to use when it comes to wireless 40% keyboards, especially if you're coming from a board that is 60% or above. Because of its staggered layout, though I have a few gripes with the layout, just some minor things. I just wish they put the question mark on the other side of the board and put the smaller shift on the left side instead of the right. Because as someone who uses the ANSI layout keyboard, I've had to train myself to press the left shift further back than usual. But honestly, that's the only issue I've had with this board. Other than that, connectivity is great. The build quality, even though made of plastic, still feels solid to hold. And the small form factor is just a dream to handle. Not to mention the presence of the wristband. If LAN parties were still a thing, and you mastered one of these 40%, it would make for such a light carry around layout. I love that you can switch it off while you're on the travel, so you don't waste the battery when you accidentally press on it. It's just these small details that make Epomaker boards that next tier. With a little patience, I firmly believe anyone can use the 40%. And if you try this particular board, the TH40, you'll be stuck in the 40% itch for a while, or forever. And if you're interested in getting one yourself, links will be in the description. And if you've made it this far, thank you. I hope you have a great day ahead, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye-bye!